Check my levels. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. The key to beating AI is to be authentic and raw. Don't try to perfect it. Now, granted, AI can, AI can and will be able to accommodate those flaws in order to try to trick and perceive something to be original or raw or real. But AI cannot create something new. Okay, see, and then I go and I refute myself right off the bat, because then I think, well, what is something new? The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. So even for us, there's nothing new. Even what we create is a conglomeration. Is that the right word? A conglomeration of all of our past experiences. So that's all AI is. It's just taking a greater amount of our experiences and our knowledges and then combining them to create something new. So what can AI not do? What can it not do? It can't create something spontaneous. It can't be spontaneously new. It can't do something. See, and then I go and I think, well, can it not do something spontaneous? If AI was, let's say, in a robot, it could think, well, let's program in spontaneous actions so that it just can snap its fingers for no reason, or do a cartwheel for no reason, or go off topic for no reason. So what can't AI do? If AI is a conglomeration of knowledge, and what we receive from it is only a very small amount, right? Like when we do a Google search, and it says, oh, it searched so many, thousands or hundreds of thousands of links, and then it populates it in this big long list. It's saying this is everything that could pertain to what you're looking for, and we're gonna give it a hierarchy so that you can go and skim through it. So it gives us a large database of information, and then it says you go search, and us with our limited bandwidth has to go in and read through and skim through the titles, the descriptions, and then we dive deeper into each site in order to try to find the information that we're looking for. And so what AI does is it goes and does that at a greater capacity. So what that is knowledge. And as we've said before, knowledge is like having coins in your pocket. Wisdom is knowing how to spend them. So knowledge is knowing. Wisdom is maybe knowing correctly. So we can know so much, and we can make choices based off of that to go and try to do something successfully. AI can also know that, and they could help us to go also do something successfully. There's a verse in the Bible that I've come across that says that I struggled with for a while, and it says, "There's a way that seems right unto man, and its path ends in death." And so that was like I really pondered that for a while, because what other way is there than the way that seems right? Isn't everyone out there doing what seems to be right? I mean, granted, there are people out there that intentionally try to do wrong, but even some of the people that are seemingly the worst people out there, messing a lot of things up. If you ask them, "Are you a good person?" they all think that they're good, right? Like, even if they do wrong, their intention and their heart is to do good. So there's a way that seems right and it ends in death. Well, what other way is there? Because we're all out here doing what we think is right. Every one of us does what we think is right. And I think what I have believed that verse to mean is, it's not the way that seems right, it's the way that is right. Right? Right. It says, well, where do I want to go with this? David says, "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." And so we can assume that he's not doing what seems right. Because if you were to look at two paths, and one looks bright and happy and one looks as dark as death, and someone said, "Which way do you want to go?" you would naturally say, "Well, it seems like this is the way to go." But the reality is if we're called to go down the other path that seems wrong, that looks as dark as death, it's the calling that we should do. For instance, this path, choosing to do a podcast, no one would think that it seems right, right? It's hard. The chance of success is very low. The chance of it having an effect or an impact, a positive impact, is very low. Today's world, it's oversaturated now with AI coming out, and so much of truth is convoluted, and so much of the internet is just being washed over with garbage. Why would anyone choose to suffer through trying to set up and launch a podcast? It seems like that day is done. But doing what seems to be right and doing what is right are two different things. And the only way to know what is right is to know how your Creator is guiding you, right? So knowledge, we could say that we have so much knowledge to do what seems right. AI could have so much more knowledge to know what seems right. But only God, only our Creator, who is the source of all knowledge, knows what is right. And I think that is the crux of this, is that we are to do what is right, not do what seems right. And so therefore, we are not to be led by our own understanding, but we are to submit and to surrender to our Creator, and we go down the path that is right. And that is a really important lesson in my life, because we can go and do all day long the things that we think are right, but in the end, it's not about doing what we think is right. It's about surrendering to the Lord and saying, guide me into who I am supposed to be, because only you know, as my creator, who I am created to be. And if we can submit and surrender to that, then we can begin a path to know what is right for our lives. So this is really important in today's world, because we now have this tool. It's a tool called AI, artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is going to become so intelligent beyond what we could comprehend that it will be able to deceive us. It'll be able to deceive our knowledge, our understanding so easily. And that is why it is important to have such a relationship with your Creator, and not even just the relationship for not being deceived, because even with the relationship, you could still be deceived. We have the choice to be deceived. It's so that whether we are deceived or not, Christ becomes our safety net. Our Creator becomes our safety net. The relationship becomes a relationship of love, so that even if you stumble as a small child, you're stumbling in love, and then it doesn't matter, but that you can give it your best shot. You can give it your whole heart to try to do right, to try not to walk in the way that seems right, but to try to walk in the way that is right, and do things that are seemingly crazy, not accepted. People think you're whatever people want to think, whatever you think. I often will think, man, I really am out there. But the reality is that I don't even want to judge myself. All I want to do is just say, which way do I go? Where am I being called? How am I being led? And with all my heart, I want to go that way, even if it doesn't seem right. I could make so much more money. I could have so much more security if I went and did any of the singular jobs that I do here on a daily basis. I could do video editing. I could do social media. I understand it enough. I can create process. I can find holes in processes. I can expedite systems. And maybe I can't do them all optimally, because I have to do all of them as an entrepreneur. I understand computers. I understand graphic design. I have very limited, knowledge of finances and money markets. But I could go get a job tomorrow doing any one of these things that could provide me with enough income to have a very comfortable life. But I choose to be here because I believe that any of those jobs for me would not fulfill me, because there's something inside of me as an artist, as a creative, that makes me see the world my way, and I understand it my way, and I just feel called to share that, because it may help someone else. And so I choose to be here, surrendering my comforts out of my love for wanting to share beautiful things. Even if the world doesn't appreciate beautiful things, even if the world doesn't support creative artists that operate outside of the the system. And so I don't know, call it a choice or call it, my personality. Maybe I have to be here. Maybe it's beyond my understanding. But I believe that we all have, and all were created with an intention. We all have a purpose. And if you feel called, if you feel something within you that's pulling you, and you don't know why, a lot of this language is just, Christianese. But if there's something in you that says, like, this is something that I just really, I really feel to do, and I don't know why, and I can't explain it. I don't know what it would take for you to be able to do that thing, but I do know what it takes to make the first step, to just make that first step and just keep making steps. And whether you get there or you don't get there, it's the journey of pursuing your creator and to pursue your purpose and to pursue your intent. And if you feel like, man, this is all I have, this is all I can do, this is all, all I have, and it might be a really hard or a miserable existence, maybe you have to find out how to rest in what you are. Maybe you are being who you were created to be, and that's between you and your creator. So anyways, that's all I have to say today. All of these are off the cuff. I have no idea what I'm going to say when we hit live. I just know that my purpose right now in my life, outside this studio, is showing up and putting myself live, putting myself out there, and talking, and just talking or rambling until I can say whatever I need to say to be comfortable and to just allow myself the space and the freedom to just be myself. It is the foundation of my work, my artwork, my message, my mission. Today, in the kitchen, Leela and I had, I feel like we have come to our closest mission statement, which is to bring hope or share hope to people's identity with the foundation of their creator or Christ. However you want to wrap it up. It doesn't matter, right? Everyone themes their religion differently. Everyone themes their worldview differently. And I believe that our identity, who we are, that is near paramount in knowing Christ. Now, it could be the cart before the horse, because you can know Christ before you know yourself. It says to come as you are. So I believe that if you were to take my advice, it's go to Christ first. Try to go to Christ first and just submit yourself to your creator. And you can just simply say, I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're a who. I don't know if you understand English or whatever language you speak. You don't have to know, and you don't know how to communicate. But within you, if you just simply ask, I want to know you. I want to know if you want a personal relationship with me. I want to know. And you can leave it at that. And then you just start, just start looking. Start looking for your creator. And I guarantee you that your creator will reveal themselves to you. And so with that, do that. And while you're looking, start trying to understand yourself. And I believe these things will unfold. So, anyways, knowing is just knowledge. It's coins in your pocket. But wisdom is knowing how to spend them. You can have a lot of coins in your pocket. You could have a lot of knowledge, and you can just squander it away and have no idea what to do with it. You could have a small amount of knowledge. I'm not very smart. I'm not a very smart individual. I might be creative smart, but I'm not knowledge smart. But you could have wisdom and a small amount of money and know how to invest it and know how to turn it into more. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm taking the little bit that I have, the small talent that God has given me, and I am investing it into you, because I believe if we invest into others, we will reap the biggest windfall of community. And so keep investing, keep giving, keep loving, and we'll be back. We'll be back to keep sharing. All right. Thank y'all. Take care. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.